A Bright New Boise by Samuel D. Hunter. Scene 1. Will stands in a parking lot at night. Sounds of a freeway can be heard. Passing semis, car horns, car stereos, etc., as well as the buzzing blow of neon signs and fluorescent lights heard overhead. He stands with his eyes closed, listening in the noise.
Now. 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 Now.
The noise continues. Scene 2. The break room. Will sits facing Pauline, whose back is to the television. Pauline wears a bright red vest with a name tag and holds a clipboard. An extreme close-up of ear surgery plays on the television.
So then the black guy comes up to the Asian baby and the white lady and the white lady and says, I really don't understand what all this talk is about unions, where it's going to get us. All they want to do is take our money and decide who we're going to vote for. And then the Asian lady is like shocked. And she says, they choose who you vote for? And then the white lady says, that's not what America is all about. And then there's a graphic or shit, what the hell is, it's like a pie chart. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, something about unions. Do you know anything about unions?
They're not good.
Yes, exactly. That's the gist of the pie chart anyway, so you get it. Sorry, you just couldn't watch it. The damn VCR is broken. Everything here is falling apart, including me. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, don't try to unionize.
No, of course not.
They shut down a Hobby Lobby in Kansas City when they tried to unionize, so don't try to unionize.
I really won't.
It's too bad that you couldn't see the video. It's actually, it has a funny segment, like a cartoon.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's actually a pretty great company when it comes down to it, and they know how to run a business. Everything is hooked up to the corporate office. We can't even turn the air conditioning on without calling South Carolina. I mean, I know that sounds annoying, but it's actually really great. Really, it's just a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I'm really glad you had an open position.
Says here you worked for Albertsons up in Coeur d'Alene?
Yes.
Uh-huh, and how was that?
It was fine, I guess.
I used to be the assistant manager at Fred Meyer. You know Fred Meyer?
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of like an Albertsons.
Yes.
You from Coeur d'Alene originally?
The area, yeah.
Beautiful up there.
Yes, it really is.
So what brings you down to Boise?
I guess change in scenery more than anything else.
Oh yeah? Well, Boise's a good town. You'll like it here. It's grown a lot over the past 10 years.
Yes, it really seems like it.
When I was a kid, it was nothing like this. Where we're sitting right now used to be cow pastures. Nowadays, all surrounding towns just spill right into one another. A friend of mine lives in Caldwell, tells me sometimes it takes him 40 minutes to get to work. We have honest to God city traffic. You believe that?
Yeah, I haven't been here since I was a kid. It's much different.
So why'd you switch to part-time in 2004?
What's that?
At Albertsons? You switched to part-time in 2004. How come?
I had a sort of second job.
What was it?
It was sort of like bookkeeping.
Why isn't it on your resume?
Well, it wasn't really, it was very specific. It was for a church.
So?
You just, I don't know, sometimes people, they make assumptions about who you are based on.
We're not like that, believe me. The guy who founded the company is all like Christian. David Green, that's the guy's name. You should read the statement of purpose for the company. It's all like...
Plus all my other experiences in retail, I thought that was more important.
Huh. Well, Anyway, I can get you started as soon as you like, tomorrow even. Pay $7.25 an hour. I'll try to put you on full-time in 9 months if I can. Until then, you work 38 hours a week. Holidays are time and a half, Sundays are time and a quarter. Possible 70-cent raise after 9 months.
Perfect.
Alrighty then, go get your W-2. Do you have your social security card and driver's license on you? I can take you out to the floor and we can get going on your training. I'll set up an appointment for the drug test tomorrow morning. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, just, is that always on the TV in here?
God damn it. Motherfucker, god damn it. God damn it. What is that, an ear? Oh, that's an ear, isn't it? God damn it. Leroy, go up to the roof and, yeah, it's like an ear or something. Oh, well, fuck you too, Leroy. Sorry about that. God damn it.
Why is...
It's the satellite dish. I don't know. Sometimes it gets all screwy. Is it raining outside?
A little bit, yeah.
Figures. The company has its own dedicated channel. Nothing much, just info on products, new stores, stuff like that. Sometimes the signal gets crossed with these, medical whatevers. God damn, would you look at that? How do you think that feels? Jesus Christ. Okay, don't worry. You'll get used to it. You're not gonna vomit, though, are you? Interviewed a girl last month. She almost threw up. I didn't hire her.
I'm fine, it's fine.
Alex enters, iPod buds in ears. He doesn't look at either Pauline or Will and sits down on one of the chairs facing away from them. Will stares at Alex.
He's 12, from some former Soviet republic. Doesn't speak English, so we can work him 70 hours a week.
What?
I'm shitting you. He's a high school student. Worked here last summer, too. Hey, Alex. Say hi to Will. He's new. Alex! Fucking say hi to Will! Make him feel welcome.
Alex barely looks up, does a half-hearted wave towards Will. Will smiles, waves back.
Good worker, actually. Real accurate register counts. Mandy, personal call on line 2. Mandy, line 2. Fucking Mandy. God. Can I grab those to make a copy? Will.
Yeah, here.
Will hands her his social security card and driver's license. Pauline exits. Will continues to stare at Alex. After a moment, Alex feels someone looking at him. He looks behind him, seeing Will. Will smiles warmly at him. Alex smiles back, then goes back to his iPad. Alex still feels Will staring at his back. He looks back at Will again.
What are you listening to?
What?
Sorry, I'm just wondering, what are you listening to?
Villalobos?
Is that pop music?
I mean, he's a composer who mixed traditional Brazilian music with European classical music.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're impressed. That means a lot.
I'm Will, I just got hired.
Wait, you want to talk? I'm Alex.
What other kinds of music do you listen to?
Lots, mostly modern composition.
What does that mean?
Like composers who are modern.
Are you a musician?
I'm gonna listen to my music now, if that's okay.
Alex?
Yeah?
I'm your father. When you were born, your name was William. You were named after me.
Pauline re-enters.
Okay, so here we are. If we can get these done fast, I should be able to train you on one of the registers before we close. Should be quick. If you remember anything from Albertsons, you'll be able to pick it up pretty fast. Oh, there we go. These two guys, they never say their names on air for some reason. Everybody has guesses of what their names are. I think they both sound like they're kind of high, so I call this one Woody and this one Harrelson. Get it?
No. Sorry, I don't.
Scene 3. Later that night, back in the break room. The room is dark except for the glow of the television still tuned to Hobby Lobby TV. Anna enters, cautiously making her way into the room. She sits at a break room table and takes out a book and a plastic bag full of jerky. She opens the book and begins to munch on the jerky. After a moment, Will enters and holding a laptop, turning on the lights. Anna lets out a little scream and drops her book.
Oh.
Will, startled.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm leaving. I'll leave. I'm sorry. I know this looks weird, but I was just reading. I wasn't doing anything strange. Are you, wait, who are you?
I'm new. I just got hired today.
Oh my God. I thought you were from corporate. Oh my God.
Corporate?
Ugh. Yeah, they send, the company sometimes, they send people from corporate to check out the store at night after closing, like a surprise inspection.
Oh,
Wait, they have a video about this. You didn't watch the video?
it was the VCR. It wasn't working.
Just, don't tell Pauline you saw me here after closing, okay?
As long as you don't tell her you saw me.
Right. I'm sorry. So what are you
I don't
doing?
have internet where I'm staying right now. I noticed the plug-in thing earlier. How about you? You can't read at home?
Really? I usually just stick around till 10 or 11.
Will hooks up his computer to the Ethernet jack. Anna awkwardly goes back to reading. After a moment, Will goes to the television, about to turn it off.
Could you, sorry, I sort of like to keep it on.
Oh,
It's just, I'd rather if you didn't turn it off, if that's okay. I can read in my car. I can
no,
totally.
you were here first. I can come back later.
Oh,
Sorry, how did you get it back in the building?
It's silly. I just hide in the silk flower section right before closing. No one seems to notice when I don't leave with them. I don't know. How did you get back in?
Fabric section.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yes, I guess it is.
Pretty bold move too on your first day.
I used to do it at the Albertsons I worked at all the time.
I thought I was the only wacko who did it. I'm Anna.
Will.
Well, hello, Will. Will you be sneaky? If you don't mind, we could both stay. I could read and you could do your work or whatever. Do you have like a job online? That's so interesting. I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much?
No, it's fine. It's not really a job. I mean, it doesn't pay anything. I have
What?
It's just so stupid. It's like a blog. It's stupid, and I'm a big dork.
That's not stupid. What are you talking about? A blog? That's so like hip. What do you blog about?
It's
What am I doing? Shut up, Anna.
no, it's like a story, like a long story, like an online novel.
Holy crap, you write books?
Well,
I love books. I read books all the time. You're actually a writer?
I don't get paid or anything.
So, holy crap. Sorry, you're a writer. That's so neat.
Well, not lately. It's been kind of rough going.
writer's block?
Something like that. Keep forcing myself to sit down and write, but nothing comes.
Like a process, like an artistic process? I get that, yeah. Well, I bet your book is great. A lot better than what I'm reading right here. I bet that much. What's your book about?
It's sort of like Christian literature.
Oh yeah, that's great. I read that one book. What's it called? The Purpose-Driven Life. Yeah, that was good. Anyway, I'm a Christian. I've always believed in Jesus.
Yeah?
Sure. Yeah, what else is there to believe in? Well, I need to let you work. You sure you don't need me to leave? I can leave.
No, it's nice to have company, actually.
I'm sorry. I still cannot believe both of us hiding here.
It's really pretty funny.
It's so cute. Okay, I read, you write.
Deal.
Anna opens up her book. Will opens up his laptop. Scene 4. Early the next morning in the parking lot. Will stands facing Alex.
Hi. Thanks for meeting me. I think I rushed my introduction just a little bit. I didn't want to scare you. Did you tell your parents about me?
No.
Okay. I can't imagine what you're feeling right now. I can't imagine what you've thought about me all these years.
I don't believe you.
Will takes a step towards Alex, who backs away.
I can tell you that you were born on May 22nd. That's your birthday, right? You have foster parents. Their names are John and Cindy McDonald.
Any idiot with access to Google could figure all that out.
You have a birthmark on your lower back on the right side. When you were little, you had blonde hair, but I guess it got darker as you grew up. That's you at 2 months. That's me holding you.
Whatever. All babies look the same.
Look, Alex, I don't know how to prove.
How did you find me?
I tracked down John and Cindy years ago. They didn't want me to have any contact with you, but every year they send me a letter about you, like a status report, I guess.
Do you know John and Cindy?
No, I mean, not really.
Yeah, well, they're assholes. So if you are my father, then fuck you, because you gave me to assholes. When I was little, I used to have fantasies about my real dad coming to get me. Like he was a prisoner of war or an FBI guy or something. I don't know. He didn't work at a Hobby Lobby, that's for sure. Do you at least drive a cool car or live in a big house?
It's a 94 Subaru. And right now it's also my house.
I'm gonna kill myself.
What?
Nothing. It's just something I say. So if you're really my father, again, what do you want from me? You better not need a kidney or something.
No, I don't. I just want to get to know you.
Okay, but why now?
Look, Alex, things in my life have sort of been turned upside down, and I've had to reconsider a lot of the decisions I've made, the things I believe in. I just want to make a fresh start.
Huh. Well, good for you. Yeah, I have panic attacks. Sometimes more than once a week. Do you know what a panic attack is?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You think that you might, but you don't. You probably think it's just about me being stressed out. You think that I have panic attacks when I get a bad grade or on a test or something. I get panic attacks over nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'll be at work or at home or at school, and suddenly I'll start shaking and I won't be able to breathe. School counselor says I might be a chemical imbalance, or she says it might have something to do with my past. I think it has something to do with my past. So if you're my father, it's probably your fault.
Maybe just lunch
I
sometime.
want a blood test.
Okay. I'm not really sure where to go, but I can find out. I can make some calls.
Valley Medical Clinic. It's in Meridian on 17th Street. I have an appointment for 6. You have an appointment for 7. We're going separately, and you're paying for it. It's not cheap.
Okay.
And you need to know that if it turns out that you're my biological father, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't mean I have to talk with you or interact with you in any way.
Did you know that your real name is William?
My real name isn't William.
It was the name your mother gave you when you were born.
Don't ever call me William. If you call me William, I'm going to kill myself.
I won't. I'm sorry.
And don't talk about my mom. Unless I tell you to.
I listened to some Villalobos last night. Downloaded some albums.
You did?
Yeah,
Baquinas Brasileiras.
yeah,
What do you think?
it was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yeah, and
I'm going to kill myself.
overwhelming.
If I ask you to quit and move out of Boise, would you? I gotta clock in.
Alex exits. Scene 5. Later that day, Leroy sits in the break room reading a newspaper wearing a t-shirt that reads simply "fuck" in large block letters. Hobby Lobby TV plays in the background. After a moment, Will enters with some lunch in a Tupperware container. He notices Leroy's shirt and nods politely at him. Will goes to the microwave, puts in his lunch, and turns it on.
It's a piece of shit.
What's that?
The microwave. It barely works. I recommend cranking up to high and then leaving it in there for at least 3 times longer than normal.
Oh. Okay, thanks.
Will turns the microwave up.
That was the first day.
Second, actually. Well, first full day, it's fine. Slow.
It's always like this. You think they were losing money, but the profit margin is pretty amazing.
What do you mean?
Think about it. They're just selling all this raw material, fabric, paint, balsa wood, whatever. It's like the customers are paying money to do the manufacturing process themselves. You know those foam balls, the ones we sell for 99 cents? The one the size of a baseball?
Yeah,
Those things cost less than a penny to make.
is that right?
That's right.
Wow. Highway robbery.
What?
That's a big markup. Oh, I didn't mean that.
Get it?
No, it was just a joke.
I'm deliberately making you uncomfortable.
Will turns off the microwave and takes out his lunch. He sits at a table across the room from Leroy and begins to eat. Leroy grabs his newspaper and sits down next to Will.
Leroy.
Oh, it's,
Well, I know.
how do you know my,
Oh,
oh,
For
so
as long as-
you actually wear that to work?
well, for as long as I can before Pauline sees me.
You don't get in trouble?
I'm the only one in this store who knows anything about art supplies, so I can basically do whatever I want. I'm the only one that can answer actual questions.
Are you an artist?
Getting my master's in fine arts at BSU.
What kind of art do you make? I don't understand.
I also have one that says come, one that says that you will eat your children, and one that has a colorful photograph of my penis on both sides.
Oh,
I'm forcing people to confront words and images they normally avoid, especially at a place like this.
you mean the Hobby Lobby?
Exactly. It's about the interactions between the word and the kinds of people who shop here, deliberately making them uncomfortable. Soccer moms and grade school kids and little old ladies, they all have to confront the reality of the words before they get their arts and crafts supplies. You want a foam ball? Fuck. You want some acrylic paints? Cunt. You want some pipe cleaners? You will eat your children. It's the only reason I work here. I could have got some boring job on campus just as easy, but where's the art in that?
Well, I'm just gonna finish up my.
You just moved into town?
Yes, actually,
Where from?
up north,
Where up north?
outside of Coeur d'Alene,
Where outside of Coeur d'Alene?
small town.
Oh,
Yes, it is. It's really. Have you spent time up there?
a little bit. Family trips, things like that. Kootenai County, right?
That's right.
Rodrum, it's around there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually. Well, I grew up in Rathdrum.
Is that right? That's a pretty small town, right?
Pretty small.
Oh, it must be hard to be in Boise after such a nice little quiet town like that, huh?
Boise is actually very nice.
What's the name of that church the church in Rathdrum? The one that was in the papers a few months ago, the Life Church, New Order.
New Life Fellowship.
Oh, right, New Life. I kind of lost track of the story after a while. Is your pastor in jail yet, or is he still awaiting trial? You see this? This is me deliberately making you uncomfortable. This is your fuck t-shirt.
Well, I figured this would happen.
I actually think this is kind of cool. It's like I'm talking to a survivor of Jonestown or something.
Is there a reason that you're doing this?
Alex is my little brother, adopted brother, whatever.
I know how this looks. And you're right to be defensive, but honestly, after what happened, I'm just trying to start again.
Believe in all that?
I still believe in God.
What about the other stuff? All that crazy crap your pastor was preaching about. You still believe in all that?
I don't know. I'm trying to leave all that behind.
Look, I read through some of the articles last night. From what I can tell, you didn't have anything to do with that kid who died. And I get that you coming down here is just your ham-fisted attempt to put your life on a new track. But you're going about this in the creepiest way possible, confronting him at work like this.
I didn't know what else to do. I was worried your parents wouldn't allow me to see him.
Yeah, well, John and Cindy drink enough nowadays that they probably wouldn't even care that you're here. But believe me, I care. Just stay away from him, okay? Don't fuck with him. Don't try to convert him or whatever.
I won't. I don't do that anymore.
Pauline enters with a clipboard. Will and Leroy stop.
What? What?
Nothing.
You making enemies already, Leroy?
No.
Well, you better not, because the last thing I want to deal with today is fucking conflict resolution. And Leroy, take that fucking shirt off.
I didn't bring another one.
I care. Get out of here. You're 10 minutes late.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Leroy exits.
Fucking hell, I wish I could fire that self-righteous little...
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you! You didn't completely fill out your contact sheet.
What?
Emergency contact?
Um,
Anybody, friend, family, girlfriend, whatever, doesn't have to be local.
I don't really.
No family?
Not that I can.
It's for corporate. Gotta put something. Make up a name, I guess.
Okay.
Pauline exits. Will fills out the form. Scene 6. The next morning. Alex sits at a break room table reviewing a spool of record tape from a register. 2 other spools sit in front of him. Hobby Lobby TV plays on the television. Will enters, stopping when he sees Alex. Alex looks at him.
What's this? Sorry.
Mandy to front lines, please. Mandy front lines.
Error in my register countdown yesterday.
Ah, how much?
$167 short.
Ouch.
Never been more than $1 off. Pauline wants me to look at the receipt logs for the entire day to see if I can figure out where I made the mistake. I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Do you want me to? I've done this 100 times. When I was working at Albertsons, I was off all the time.
Alex puts one of the receipt spools at the seat across from him. Will moves to the table and sits down. Will opens up the receipt tape and starts to read it at an extremely fast pace.
Are you really reading it?
I told you I've done it 100 times. My countdowns were always terrible. Trick is to look for too many zeros on the cash tenders. You can skip all the credits and debits.
They called me this morning.
The blood test? Do you believe me now?
Doesn't change anything.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to know?
Like what?
About me, about why you were put up for adoption?
Anna enters holding the book from before. She smiles at Will. Will smiles back. Anna sits down at a table.
John and Cindy said my real parents were neo-Nazis.
That's not,
Well, that's what they said. They said my parents were a couple of neo-Nazis. Are you a neo-Nazi?
no.
Actually, the story about you has changed a few times. Like when I was little, they told me that you both died in a car accident. Then later it was you were neo-Nazis. Then they said you beat me.
Maybe we should talk about this somewhere else.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Um,
This is my father. His name is Will. He put me up for adoption when I was a baby. And according to my parents, he's a child-beating neo-Nazi who's dead.
Found it.
What?
See, it's cash tendered. You entered 200 instead of 20.
I've never made a mistake like that before. Thank you. Okay, I want you to start talking. You'll start talking, you'll tell me things about yourself, but when you say something that I don't want to hear or don't care about, I'm going to say stop, and you're going to stop, and then say something different.
What's...
Stop.
You were born in a hospital in Coeur d'Alene.
Stop.
Your mother and I were...
Stop. I said things about you. Go.
I grew up in Rathdrum. My parents were from there too. It's a little town, about 6,000 people. There's a little grocery store that my grandfather started, and my father ran it after he died, but it closed when
Stop. Boring.
I'm 39 years old.
Stop.
I didn't have anything to do with you being put up for adoption.
Stop.
Your mother left me after you were born.
Stop, stop, stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to kill myself.
Okay, I'm allergic to tuna, but it's not a terrible allergy, so I eat it sometimes. I don't own any decent pants, and I don't know why. I don't like movies.
Why?
Because they're too violent.
There's violence in the world.
But we don't need to take pleasure in it.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Pauline appears in the doorway.
You guys seen Mandy? Mandy!
No.
Fucking Mandy.
There are things I regret. More than regret. There are things that tear into me, things that make me physically ill.
Stop. I don't care how you feel. Why were you hiding in the fabric section at closing the other day?
You saw me?
Yes.
I just needed a quiet place to do some work.
What work?
I'd really rather not.
Tell me.
Alex,
Tell me or I'm going to kill myself.
Why do you say that? You don't really mean
Stop.
that. It's like a blog. It's sort of a novel that I'm writing online.
People read it?
Yeah,
How many?
quite a few. I don't know.
What's it about? What's it about?
The Rapture. You actually know what that is?
Leroy enters. He glares at Will and goes to his locker, taking out his vest.
Go away, Leroy. I'm doing something.
Leroy exits.
Do you want to be a composer?
Yeah. Kind of.
What instrument?
It's not like that. It's like performance art. You wouldn't understand.
No, but I'd like to.
Will, to register 4, please. Will, register 4.
Could I hear it? Some of it sometime? Do you have any recordings of your music or?
People don't take me seriously, and you wouldn't take me seriously anyway.
I would. I take you seriously.
Don't look at me.
Don't.
When I'm performing, don't look at me.
Oh, you're going to.
My music isn't meant to be recorded.
You want to hear right now?
Yeah, just don't look at me.
Okay.
Will turns away from Alex. Alex searches around on his iPod for a second. He flips around in his notebook a bit, stopping at a page. He hits play on his iPod. A simple electronic riff starts to play.
I got this from a Casio keyboard in 1989.
It's pretty.
It's not supposed to be pretty.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Feed your uselessness, clown of clowns, nation of tears, I am hungry, clown of clowns, nation of tears, I am hungry, ants and bedbugs, blood and guts and flesh and truth and blood and guts and flesh and lies, clowns of clowns, nation of tears, ants and bedbugs, I'm eating too fast, we're eating too fast, we're choking, swallowing capitalism, end. You can look at me now. It's deliberately ironic. It's a statement about consumerism and fuck this. You don't get it. No one gets it.
No, it was. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for me. That was neat. It was really interesting.
Interesting? I'm gonna kill myself.
Will, register 4 now.
I'm going back to the floor now.
Wait,
What are you doing? Stop.
please. I just want to talk to you.
Stop.
I just want to get to know you.
Stop.
I'm your father. I just.
Stop.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's the matter? Okay, just
Stop.
calm down. You're okay.
Will wraps his arms around Alex. Pauline enters. She sees Alex.
Stop.
Oh, fuck me. What did you say to him?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Leroy, break room now.
Alex, just take a breath. Take a breath. You just need to breathe.
Leroy knows what to do. Just get away from him.
Alex, it's all right. Just calm down.
God damn it, Will. I said leave him alone.
Leroy enters.
Leroy, get off him. Oh,
Get off him. Okay, buddy, you ready? Look right in my eyes.
Alex looks at him. They stare at one another silently for a very long time. Finally, Alex starts to shake a little less. Very slowly, his breathing starts to regulate. Finally, Alex stops shaking and breathes normally, still looking straight at Leroy.
Oh,
No, it didn't ski.
it never works.
One day.
Alex, take the rest of the day off, okay?
You okay?
Yeah.
I'll drive you home.
I have my bike. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry for.
Alex exits, followed by Leroy.
Fuck, I hate it when he does that thing. I mean, he'll be fine, but if it happens again, Don't fucking go near him. Just get Leroy in here as fast as you can, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, now we're sort of fucked because we only have 2 on front lines and we've got that whole back to school display to deal with.
Leroy re-enters, goes to Will.
I told you to stay away from him.
Leroy, honestly, I didn't do anything. I didn't.
Leroy.
Leroy gets in Will's face, shoving him to the locker.
What did you say to him?
Pauline rushes over to them, breaking them up.
Okay, enough. Both of you sit down now.
Will and Leroy sit. Pauline turns off the television, pulls out a conflict resolution form, begins to fill it out.
Fucking conflict resolution. I don't have time for conflict fucking resolution today.
Do we have time for this, Pauline?
Fuck you, Leroy. Last year when that guy, what's his name? Lazy Eye. Carl. When Carl made Mandy cry and Mandy went to corporate and I had to do a fucking weekend workshop. So yes, we have to do this. All right. Let's just do it as fast as possible. Each of you state your case or whatever. Leroy, you go first.
Sure.
I didn't do anything.
No interrupting. Leroy, go.
I really don't feel comfortable with you just...
Fuck you, Will. Leroy, go. And try to phrase everything in terms of how you feel.
I feel this is stupid.
I feel fuck you, Leroy.
Pauline, do you know who this guy really is?
What?
He's from that crazy end times church up outside of Coeur d'Alene and Rathdrum. The one from a few months ago with the pastor who let that kid die out in the forest.
You're in that church?
New Life Church doesn't even exist anymore. I was just a member of the congregation.
No, you were like the second in command. You lived at the church.
Oh, see, this is something the papers all got wrong. I lived at the church because they paid me to be their bookkeeper and janitor. There were over 90 people in the congregation. I was just one of them. Pastor Rick is going to jail, and he has to live with the reality of what he did, and I was questioned for months. I had nothing to do with Daniel Sharp's death.
Pauline crumbles up the conflict resolution form. She paces a bit.
Why the fuck am I always the last one to know what's happening in this store?
Alex is his son that he abandoned when Alex was a baby.
Pauline drops her clipboard, exasperated.
Leroy, clock out and go home.
Me?
Leroy!
Leroy angrily grabs his bag out of a locker and leaves the room. Pauline stares at Will.
I didn't mean to cause trouble.
Be quiet. You know I can fire you.
I'm a good employee. I don't have a criminal record. You can't fire me because of a church I used to go to.
I'm going to say this once, and I hope you understand me. I took over this store 4 years ago. The first day I was here, 4 out of the 6 cashiers called in sick. There were rats in the stockroom, and a good quarter of all items on the floor were misstocked or mislabeled. The manager before me, this little pipsqueak from Nampa, he saw there was mold problem in the air duct, so his solution was to puncture an air freshener and toss it inside. It was chaos. Do you understand? Corporate told me that I was taking over as a temporary measure to oversee the branch for 6 months before they said they would most likely close it completely. And what did I do? I cleaned it up. I stayed here during nights by myself, restocking and organizing, cleaning the air ducts, firing and hiring, and basically reshaping this entire store from the ground up. I took out ads in the paper announcing new management and grand reopening sales. 6 months later, our profits were up 62%, and they've been climbing ever since. I brought order to chaos.
That's really impressive.
Goddamn right it's impressive. Damn near miraculous. And it happened because of me, because I changed everything about this store. I changed the way the store feels, the way it thinks, the fucking ecosystem in this store. And I will not have you or anyone else disrupting the ecosystem I have painstakingly crafted. Listen, I don't personally give a shit what you believe. But as far as the good people of Boise are concerned, you are a statewide embarrassment. And if people were to find out that one of our cashiers is from this wacky little cult up north, they may think about buying their silk flowers somewhere else. When you're in this store, stay away from Alex. Understand? And I don't want anyone else finding out about this church of yours. No customers, no co-workers, no one. Do you understand? You're on register 4.
Will gets up and starts to exit.
So you still believe in God?
Yes.
After all that,
Yes.
why?
You'll see.
Will exits. Scene 7, night. Will in the parking lot as in scene 1. Once again, the sounds of the freeway can be heard as well as the buzzing glow of neon signs and fluorescent lights overhead. He stands with his eyes closed, listening to the noise.
Now. 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 Now.
The noise continues. Scene 8, that night. Will sits in the break room, his computer hooked up to the internet jack on the wall. A video of a liposuction plays on the television. Anna enters, seeing Will. She averts her eyes a bit, but doesn't leave. Long pause.
I can go.
It's fine.
Anna sits down at a table. She notices the TV.
Oh my God, what is that?
Oh, I don't know. It looks like. I don't even know.
That's just disgusting.
Want me to turn it off?
Yeah, or no, I mean, yeah. No, leave it on. Oh my God, every time I come in here and it's playing these medical things, I just can't stop looking, you know? I'm, oh my God, it's disgusting.
Where were you hiding tonight?
Textiles.
You were?
Yeah.
I was there too.
You were not.
I was next to the back to school display behind the school desk in the.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up.
What?
I was right next to you.
You were?
I was crouched behind the button kiosk. We were 5 feet away from each other.
Wow.
That's just creepy. Well, that's just creepy. How did we not see each other?
I'm pretty quiet.
So am I. Jesus, it's just so.
Please don't. Sorry.
What?
It's just. I'm sorry, the swearing. It's.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. No. You know, I just want to say I think it's really great that you're here to reconnect with the son. I think that's great. It's a great thing to do. I think that's very mature and very sweet.
Thank you.
I mean, uprooting yourself and moving here from. Wait, where are you from?
Up north?
Up north. You move here from up north and you want to get to know your son. You want to reunite. It's great. It's really sweet.
Thank you.
Sorry for swearing.
It's completely fine.
It's such a bad habit. Working around Pauline, I think that's what does it. I start sounding like her.
You don't sound like her.
I mean, I grew up Lutheran. My mother's really religious, and I go to church sometimes with her. I have respect for, you know, God and everything. And like I said, I believe in Jesus. Do you go to a church here?
I had a church up north, but I haven't found one here yet.
Go to the Lutheran church.
Maybe.
I don't mean to be forward. I'm sorry. Am I annoying you? You look like you want to work.
No, I enjoy talking to you.
Shut up. You shut up. You're cute.
And we both hid in textiles tonight. Maybe we're kindred spirits.
Shut up.
Anna
Oh my
hits it
God.
with a book.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
And I just swore.
Yes, you did.
I'm just sort of an idiot.
No, you're not.
I really am. Believe me. I think Pauline's ready to fire me.
Why?
Oh, I just don't do anything right. I put the wrong barcode on an entire pallet of doll heads the other day. Do you believe that? I put the arm and leg barcode on every last one of them. Pauline says I cost the company over $100.
You just made a mistake.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I am good at. I don't even want to tell you how many places I've been fired from in this city. Barnes & Nobles, JCPenney, 3 McDonald's, 2 Wendy's, the Super Walmart, and the regular Walmart. Pretty soon I'm gonna run out. Have to go back to telemarketing. I really hate telemarketing.
Are you married? Sorry, what a dumb thing to just blurt out like that.
No, I'm not. I have a boyfriend. Well, sort of. We date.
What does he do?
He's still a marketer. And you're a writer.
Not really.
Well, you write things and people read them. That makes you a writer, doesn't it? And like I said, it's probably better than this book here. I have to stick with it till it's done, but it's just so awful. It's called Falling from Grace. You ever read it?
No.
Well, the main character is called Grace. Get it?
Sure.
So she lives on this big estate in California, and she has this really rich husband, but all of a sudden he dies in this big car wreck, and turns out that, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, keep going.
Well, she has to figure out how to live now that she doesn't have this rich husband, and turns out he had all this debt, and so she didn't get any money, and then she has to move into this studio apartment, and it's hard, and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so she's working as a checkout girl, and she falls in love with a customer, and they end up together, and she's so happy. And now I'm 15 pages from the end, and so I'm just hoping she dies.
But I'm sorry, you hope she...
I mean, well, come on. Why the heck have I read 180 pages to hear about this woman getting married and being happy? This is what I'm reading? I heard once about that book called Anna Karenina. Is that? Anyway, it's this old Russian novel, and somebody told me she kills herself at the end, and that sounds so good, but it looks so long. So does anybody die in your book?
Well, it's about the end of the world, actually.
Oh my gosh, so a lot of people die then.
Yeah, quite a few.
That sounds so good.
Thank you.
Read some to me. Is that okay that I said that? I'm sorry.
Well, it's online. You can just...
Oh, we don't have a computer at the house. Or we do, but my dad is the only one who uses it, and he just doesn't. So if you don't want to read it to me, that's fine. I'm being annoying.
No, you're not. It's me. I just sort of feel like I've lost faith in what I'm writing.
Oh, well, all writers hate their own writing. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, well. Okay, I can. This is funny. I'm a little nervous.
Nervous because of me?
A little.
Oh, shut up. That's so cute. I'm sorry. That's just so cute. Shut up.
Okay. When Andy woke up that morning to his screeching alarm clock, he knew that something was different. The bedroom in his small apartment was windowless, but the darkness he woke up to that morning felt more profound, more deliberate. And as he stumbled his way to the light switch, his forehead sweating, somehow he knew something greater was happening. The light switch didn't work. He opened his bedroom door and squinted his eyes, expecting to be greeted by the same blast of sunshine that hit his face every morning, but felt nothing and saw nothing. This is just terrible, isn't it? It sounds terrible when I read it out loud.
No, it's not at all. Keep going.
His living room was pitch black as well. He fumbled through the darkness, barely able to make out the shape of the front door. It must still be night, he thought to himself. Something must be wrong with my clock. He managed to open the front door, and looking outside, he saw nothing. No sun, no moon, no stars. A blackness had overtaken everything. On a usual morning, Andy would open his door to the street and the McDonald's and the Home Depot he lived next to. But today there was no traffic. There were no billboards and neon signs. The whole buzz to the world had been taken away, apart from the faint sound of thousands upon thousands of people wandering the streets of the entire suburb, begging for light, cursing heaven, chewing their tongues. And at that moment, Andy lifted his eyes to God and whispered an unconscious prayer of confusion, relief, and optimism.
Holy crap. You really wrote that?
Yeah,
That was so good.
it sounds so terrible to read it out loud.
No, that sounds like a real book. Well, that totally sounds like a real book. That's a real book.
Thank you.
Wow. What are you doing working at a place like this? Why don't you get it published? Make some money.
It's sort of complicated.
Do you need an agent for that kind of thing? I guess I don't know how any of this works, but you could get an agent. It's so good.
I never really did this for money. It wasn't about that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Just love writing. You're an artist.
I did it because I thought I was spreading God's word. But nothing, never mind.
So what kind of church did you go to?
I'd actually rather not talk about it.
Yeah, but okay. What kind of church was it?
It was a non-denominational.
No, I mean, like, was it Methodist, Lutheran, whatever?
That's what I'm saying. It was non-denominational. Never mind. It doesn't.
I don't know what that means.
It means that we weren't part of any huge network or organization. We started just because we wanted to. Because we didn't want a church dedicated to any organization. We just wanted a church dedicated to Christ.
I'm Lutheran.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I only go sometimes, but you don't know me.
what?
I said you don't know me.
I didn't say that I did.
You know, I've had a lot of coworkers just like you, super religious guys who try to get me to go to church with them. These little, what do you call them, evangelical churches. I even went a couple of times. They'd see me sitting here reading my books or whatever, and they'd think, now there's someone who needs help. But let me tell you, I don't need help. And those churches, no different from a fucking Hobby Lobby. I'll tell you that much. Everyone wants something. So don't think that you know me.
I'm really not. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to convert you, believe me.
You're not.
No, really. I'd rather just not talk about it.
Well, what the hell? I'm not good enough for your church or something?
No, I'm just gonna take off, I think.
Will closes his computer, putting it into the case. He stands and is about to exit when
Sorry, it's not you. I know I can turn on a dime like that. I'm sorry. I live with my dad and all my brothers, and all they do is make fun of me, especially when I read. So it's, anyway, I'm not good with people.
Will goes back and sits next to Anna.
You know, just do me a favor, okay? If you see God coming again, if you see him coming in his cloud or whatever, and he's about to kill us unbelievers, you let me know, because I'll be down on my hands and knees praying for forgiveness then, okay?
The television goes to static for a split second, then starts playing Hobby Lobby TV. They both look at us.
I thought someone had to jiggle the satellite dish.
Sometimes it just flips back on. Thing has a mind of its own. So I think I'm gonna go. It's nothing you said, just, well, do you want to leave together? I'm not saying, oh my God, I didn't mean it.
No, it's fine. I think I'll just stick around for a while longer.
How much sleep do you get?
Lately, not much.
Will goes back to his computer, opening it up. Anna starts to exit.
Maybe one of these nights I could try and read your book. Sometimes I can use the computer after my dad falls asleep.
They smile at one another. Anna exits. Will looks at his computer for a few moments, then closes it. He turns on the television. Hobby Lobby TV is on. He puts a chair in front of the television and watches it silently. Scene 9. Hours later, the middle of the night, in the parking lot. The noise of the interstate is heard. Alex is waiting in the shadows. Will enters.
Hi.
Oh, my. Hi.
Hi.
What are you?
I've been sitting out here for a while. I heard Villalobos. Were you playing Villalobos in the break room?
Yeah.
You know, I don't even really like Villalobos all that much.
You know?
Not really. I think it's sort of trite.
Oh, I really like it. How did you know I would?
And it told me you've been spending your nights here.
I'm sorry if I did something wrong earlier today. I didn't mean for you to get upset.
Leroy told me about that church you used to go to. He said you guys called yourselves evangelical, but he said that's just a code word for cult.
It wasn't a cult.
So what was it? My best friend and I used to write music together all the time. But then he started going to one of those evangelical churches. He said he didn't need music anymore. He said he was happier than music could ever make him. And I'd ask him to tell me something about his church, but he said he couldn't talk to me anymore because I was ruining his relationship with God. He doesn't even look at me now. We're in English together, first period, and every fucking morning he looks so happy. Tell me, what was your church like? Go.
That church doesn't exist anymore. We don't need to talk about it.
Tell me or I'm going home. Go.
In the beginning, it was amazing. We were all young and ambitious. We would sit around with one another for hours studying the Bible and talking about our lives. We started a church from the ground up. We weren't interested in emulating any other church. We wanted to create something that was brand new. And we did. It was...
Stop. If your church was so amazing, why did that kid die?
We don't need to talk about that.
Leroy told me the story, but I want to hear it from you.
Why?
Because if you do, I'll tell you some things about me. Go.
Danny he had just graduated from high school. His parents wanted him to go to school and become a pharmacist. He didn't want to leave the congregation. They basically disowned him. I lived at the church, and since we both worked at the same Albertsons, it just made sense for him to live there too.
You live together?
Yes, he was looking for spiritual guidance, and in a way, so was I. He didn't want to be a pharmacist. I didn't want to work at Albertsons. We helped one another. One night after work, Danny and I were in the Albertsons parking lot, and he told me that he was questioning his faith, that he didn't believe in God. I didn't know what to do. I was in over my head. So I went to our pastor and I told him what Danny had said to me.
You told on him? Then what happened?
You already know the rest of the story.
Tell me what happened next. Go.
Rick took him into the wilderness. He thought he could help Danny gain an understanding of his place in God's universe if he brought him to a point of physical exhaustion. He felt that God was telling him to do it.
Keep going.
About a week later, Pastor Rick comes back to the church and he comes to me and says he has Danny in the trunk of his car and he doesn't know what to do. He says the day earlier he woke up and Danny was stiff and blue and he tried to perform CPR but it didn't work and he started to cry and I called the police. Yes, I told on Danny, I told on him, and if I would have known that Rick was capable of... I pray for forgiveness every night. Every night
I was molested by my 6th grade teacher. Also, I was raped by my 4th grade teacher.
You were?
And my 5th and 3rd and 2nd grade teachers.
What are you doing?
When I was 13, I was kidnapped for over a week. I was blindfolded in the trunk of a car. Every 8 hours, they would open it up and feed me and give me water without taking the blindfold off.
Wait.
When I was 8, I was camping with my parents and wandered off, and they found me over a month later, and they still don't know how I survived, and I don't remember any of it. When I was 15, I watched my best friend commit suicide with his dad's old army pistol. All my life, my parents have told me that I'm not important because I'm not their real kid.
I don't understand.
The thing about being raped in the 4th grade, I told Pauline when she first hired me. The thing about my friend committing suicide is something I told Anna. The thing about being kidnapped, I told that to my biology teacher, and I got an A this semester.
So none of that is...
The last one about my parents, I told to Leroy. He's confronted my parents about it before. They always deny it, but he believes me.
Why did you tell me all that?
Because you told me about Daniel Sharp.
The story about your friend, the friend who joined a church and stopped talking to you? That one's true?
That one's true. I haven't told anyone that. Not even Leroy.
Was he a good friend?
He was my only friend.
You don't have any songs you wrote by yourself?
I wrote all my songs with him.
You don't have any songs you wrote by yourself?
I don't know. Guess they're dumb.
I'd really love to hear one, if that's all right.
What, right here?
Alex considers for a minute, then starts flipping through his notebook. He lands on a page, looks at it for a second.
I've got one, but I've barely looked at it. And no one's heard it.
That's great.
I haven't even set it to music yet.
That's fine. Just read it to me. You don't need music.
It's stupid. It's not like my real art. It's just something I wrote.
I don't care. I just love to hear you read it.
My mind folds into itself when you pass me. Like I'm a dead man pretending to be asleep. Like I'm a weed growing into itself and you pass by me. You're passing by me just now. We once found ourselves spread out onto the wet grass in the night. It's stupid. I don't know why I read this to you. It's not like my other stuff. It's trite and sentimental and stupid.
That was overwhelming.
You still believe in God?
Yes.
A God that let Daniel Sharp die in the forest?
Yes.
Why?
Because without God, then all I am is a terrible father who works in a Hobby Lobby and lives in his car. There are greater things in life. There have to be.
Keep going.
Scene 10. The next day, Leroy sits in the break room reading a book, wearing a t-shirt that reads, "You will eat your children." Alex enters, not looking at Leroy.
Hi.
Why didn't you want to ride this morning?
You didn't get my text?
No, I got it, but why didn't you need a ride?
Felt like riding my bike. Is that a new shirt?
Made it a few weeks ago. You like it? I can make you one.
Sort of overdone. The font's just too aggressive.
Wow. Okay then.
I'm just being honest. Well, you want me to lie? Fine, Leroy. It's amazing. You're fucking Picasso.
Alex is about to head out to the floor.
Hold up a sec.
I'm gonna be late clocking in.
2 minutes. Mom called me. She said you snuck out last night. I covered. I told her you came over to my apartment.
I don't care what your mom thinks.
So what'd you do? Get drunk with friends?
What friends?
Is it a girl?
Leroy, cut it out.
Were you with this guy? Your dad, whatever? Please tell me you weren't with that guy. Jesus, Alex.
It's not a big deal. We just talked.
About what?
I asked him about the church he was in and stuff.
What did he say?
I don't know. I have to clock in.
Seriously, what did he say? Did he tell you about how the earth is 6,000 years old, or that dinosaurs coexisted with man, or...
You know, that kid up in Rostrum? It wasn't really his fault.
Okay, yeah. I know it wasn't his fault. I didn't... Alex, you know this guy's nuts, right?
Would you stop it? You have no idea what this is like for me, okay?
All right. Oh, great. Are we doing the poor orphan routine now?
Maybe he has some interesting things to say. Did you ever think about that? No, because you're always right, and people who believe different things than you are just stupid, right? Maybe I like hearing about that stuff. Maybe I'm interested. How about that?
Anna enters. She starts to put her things into a locker.
Hi, Anna.
Morning. Watch out for Pauline. She just chewed me out for coming in 4 minutes late.
What are you saying? You're gonna get like get baptized or
I
something?
didn't say that. I just said you. Forget it, Anna. I like that shirt.
Oh, thanks.
No, seriously, you want to be a Christian? Is that it?
I don't know. Why can't I just talk to him about it?
Because he's a fucking psycho and he might be dangerous.
Anna, do you think Will is dangerous?
Why would he be dangerous?
Will enters.
What did you do with him last night?
Leroy.
We didn't do anything.
I want you to keep away from him. You understand me?
He came to me. I didn't do...
Leroy, back off.
Why are you defending him? Am I the only sane person left in this store? You know what? Fuck this. I'm taking care of all right now.
Leroy goes to the phone and dials a few numbers, putting himself over the PA.
Attention, Hobby Lobby employees and guests.
Leroy, stop.
This is just a friendly announcement to let you know that one of our new employees, Will Cronin, was directly involved with the scandal with the cult up north that killed a kid out in the forest. He's an unapologetic religious fanatic, and he believes that soon
Pauline enters furiously.
Jesus will come again and kill everyone who doesn't share his fucked up beliefs. And
Pauline heads straight for the phone, hanging it up with her middle finger. She stares at Leroy.
fuck this, Alex, come on.
Alex doesn't move.
Alex, come on.
Again, Alex doesn't move. Pauline whips out a keychain and in one swift motion locks the door.
Mean.
Pauline, desperately containing her rage, paces over to the lockers. Leroy tries the door. It doesn't open.
Pauline, unlock the fucking door.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! No one is leaving. No one is quitting. Just shut up. I just need to, I need to think. I just need to think for a minute. Everybody sit down.
Nope, no one moves.
Everybody sit down now!
Everyone sits.
Is it too much to ask that we have a normal fucking workday around here? And here's a news flash for all of you. What people believe doesn't fucking matter. What matters are real things. Real things like money, the economy, and a country so beautiful that it can support a chain of big box retail stores that makes all its money off selling people quilting supplies and construction paper. That is what matters. All right. There's only one way to deal with this. Well, I'm sorry. You can finish out the rest of your day, but after that, you're going to have to find work somewhere else.
What exactly am I being fired for?
Look around. 1 week ago, this store was doing just fine, and now it's fucking chaos. Alex is my most accurate cashier. Leroy knows more about art supplies than anyone in this entire company. It's either them or you. It's my fault. I should have called your references. That's for damn sure. All right, here's what we're going to do. Anna, go out onto the floor. Tell any customer you see that a teenager got on the PA or something.
Pauline unlocks the door.
Oh, I don't.
Anna, go now. Will, register 3.
Will considers and finally makes his way back to the floor.
All right. I need both of you back out on the floor. There are 4 pallets out there that need to be stocked.
All right, we need a minute, please, just a minute.
Pauline relents and exits. Leroy nods. Pauline exits.
I think I'm stupid. You think I'm a child.
Alex. Look, if you want to be a Christian or whatever.
Would you stop? It's not about that. It's... Leroy, what the fuck does the rest of my life look like?
Where is this coming from?
Last night he told me that life was meaningless. That the reason he believed in God was that everything on earth was meaningless.
Can you believe that?
Maybe? In less than a year, I'm going to graduate. What the hell am I going to do then?
You have a plan. You'll go to BSU. If the financial aid doesn't come through, you'll...
That's your plan, not mine. But even if I do that, go to school and major in music, then what? You think I'm going to, be the next fucking big thing?
Why not?
Okay. So I make a few albums, do some performances, probably wind up teaching or something, and that's the best case scenario. What's most likely going to happen is that I'm going to be mediocre or fail completely at it, come back to Boise, and end up working at this fucking Hobby Lobby.
Okay, calm down.
Working at this fucking store for the rest of my life, and that sounds pretty meaningless to me. And what's the alternative? Believing that what my dad believes in, believing in some magical guy up in the clouds who created us for fun, I guess? A guy who's going to come pretty soon and kill us all, and that's just as meaningless. And these are my two options in life, and they're fucking meaningless.
Okay, Alex. Look, just, buddy, I wish I could give you some big answer, but the truth is,
Think of
we-
one.
we all just do the best we can.
Think of one.
Right now?
Yeah.
No, Alex, come on now.
I just feel like it. Let's just try. Come on.
Okay, I got one.
Frida Kahlo.
Nope.
Don't tell me. Pollack. Rauschenberg. Edward Hopper. Georgia O'Keeffe.
Alex, enough. You're not going to get it. You want to keep working or you want to go home?
I want to go home.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll go talk to Pauline and then I'll take you home, all right?
Leroy exits. Alex sits motionless for a second, then looks at Hobby Lobby TV. He sits for a long moment listening to the television before standing up to turn up the volume. For the first time, the voices are discernible. The two men speak very slowly, nearly in a monotone. And so it's, I think, what's the retail on this? It's a really great product, you know. It's 97. What's that? 97 cents, the unit, 97. Oh, see, and that's down from last year. The same unit that was, I want to say $1.10 last year, but we talked with one distributor and he...
Slowly, Alex sits down, keeping his eyes on the television.
It's always nice when we can offer these savings. Yeah, it's good, you know, point the customers towards savings like these. It's a good thing for our employees to keep in mind. I'll tell you, you know, it's a good product. It's really, you can do a lot with something like this. Kids love it, and it's good for kids. They can be so creative with things like this. Adorable too. Oh yeah. You know, it's popular during back to school. It teachers, you know, art teachers. They pick these school districts love these, and it's great when this year, for the first time, we've been sending flyers out to individual school districts. We've been getting a great response. The teachers appreciate it.
Alex continues to watch, becoming more and more upset. His breathing becomes quicker.
This is store number 1478 in Cedar Rapids. They sent out some flyers to the local school board, and they said they've seen an increase in sales, 4% increase for the fourth quarter, 4%, really good stuff. Well, and you know, when you offer quality products like this, you can feel proud that we serve our own community by giving them products at such low prices. And that we're helping these kids in their education. It's so important for these kids to learn at an early age. That's really what it's something the company it's founded on.
For a moment, it looks like Alex is having another panic attack, but this changes into a quieter, deeper grief.
And you want to give kids the best art supplies without going bankrupt. Yeah, exactly. So this is really just a solid product. It's great for art classes. Another great product here. You see this? Oh, yeah. We had this one on the shelves in store 1089 in Tallahassee.
Leroy enters.
And it was off the shelves almost immediately. So we started introducing it nationwide last year.
Says she'll want you to make up the hours this weekend. Mandy's off. You ready?
We've been getting a really good response to this item. especially in our Southeastern Division, Midwest Division.
Alex gets up, turning the volume back to its original level. Alex looks at Leroy for a minute, then exits. Leroy follows him.
Scene 11. Much later that night, Will, looking tired and worn out, stares at the television, which plays an extreme close-up of eye surgery. Anna enters with a book. She sees Will immediately. Will continues to stare at the television. Not knowing exactly what to do, Anna sits down at a table at the other side of the room and starts to read.
Why are you here so late?
Sleep. I don't live far. Just thought I'd finish up my book.
How'd you get in?
I stole Pauline's spare key this afternoon. I got tired of hiding. I figured if she finds out, who cares? I'll just go work somewhere else. This place is kind of boring anyway. Oh gosh, is that an eye? It's an eye, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Anna moves over to him and sits with him. Will finally looks at Anna.
I read that book of yours, story, whatever it is.
All of it?
Well, not all of it. It's long. I didn't have time to read all of it. I had to sneak into my dad's room to use his computer when he fell asleep in front of the TV. So I didn't have time. But it's really good. Listen, I know what getting fired feels like. I know. But there are plenty of other places in town you can work at. My friend Allie, she just got a job at the Costco in Eagle. I could call her and
I don't
she could.
care about getting fired.
Then what's
Alex came here last night to see me. And he asked me about God and the church, and I thought, this is so amazing. God is giving me the opportunity to have a relationship with my son through him. We talked for hours out on the loading dock, and then we watched the sun come up over the highway. He promised me that he would meet me here again tonight. He called me toward the end of my shift. He told me he never wanted to see me again, and he hung up. I think I might be a bad person.
Slowly, Anna goes to Will, wrapping her arms around him in a hug. It's awkward at first, but eventually they settle into it.
what part of your book I liked the best? I mean, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but you know what part I really liked?
What's that?
Well, there was that part with the pilot. What's his name?
Mark.
Yes, Mark. And Mark was flying over Israel, and suddenly he looks out the window and he sees the four.
Or Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yes. And you know, he knows that the world is gonna end like soon, and he thinks back on his life, and he realizes all of the bad things he's done, all of the sex and drugs and lies and whatever, and he, you know, all he wishes is that he could have repented everything in time, but it was too late, and then he dies and no one can help him. Anyway, that was my favorite part.
Danny and I worked at the same Albertsons. We tried to get the same shifts so we could drive to work together. Some nights we would both have closing shifts, be there until after midnight, and we'd hide in the store until everyone had left, and then in the middle of the night we would go into the parking lot right near I-90 where it's nothing but stores and parking lots and stuff. The last time I saw him, we were standing in the parking lot praying for Christ to come again. We prayed for all of it to go away. We prayed for all of it to be swallowed up in divine fire. Every disgusting house and parking lot and interstate and car and person on fire, turning into ash and reforming as a city of pure light that was brilliant and eternal and unchanging. And we prayed, dear Jesus, now Now. 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 And then nothing happened.
Like to go to church with me on Sunday? Look, I don't meet a lot of guys, and the ones I do meet are pretty much terrible. But you come in here at night just like I do, and you're such a talented writer, and listen, you're not the only one with a checkered past, okay? Like, when I dropped out of high school, okay, anyway, I don't even need to tell you. Let's just say that my father, he has a good reason to be the overbearing asshole that he is. But I think if you could come to church with me, if we could go together. The pastor, his name's Edward, but everybody calls him Pastor Eddie. He's really nice, and it's not all about hell and sin and whatever. It's just a nice community organization, and they're very open-minded. We even have a gay couple that comes to our church, and no one even thinks twice about it. We have a food bank, and we have a youth group, and well, you can just believe in something else.
Believe in what? Believe in the Lutheran Church, some branch of Christianity, some organization that's going to legislate my belief system instead of looking to God's word for it. You work at Hobby Lobby, Anna. Before that, you worked at Walmart, JCPenney, McDonald's, Barnes & Noble, and now we both work here. Your life is meaningless. My life is meaningless, and the only thing that gives any meaning, that brings any hope to this life, is my unshakable belief that God will come again in glory to replace this disgusting life with something new and pure and meaningful.
Okay, well.
And you could take the easy route. You could go to a liberal church and believe in nothing. Believe that God is unknowable and will never know the meaning of life. You'll go to college and get a degree in English or philosophy or art or economics, and you'll spend your life searching in the dark, trying to find meaning in meaninglessness. Become one of those people who sit around in their fashionable clothes with their fashionable friends and call us bigots and fanatics and hicks, calling us idiots for actually believing in something, for standing for truth.
Will, stop!
And these people will burn in hell. You will burn in hell because instead of seeking truth, you mock it. You insult it, you spit in the face of God, and he will.
With a quick burst of static, the television flicks back to Hobby Lobby TV. Will stops, looking at the television. Anna takes her book and exits. Will watches the television for a moment, then slowly opens his laptop. He sits down, looks at the screen, and for the first time begins to type. Scene 12, later that night in the parking lot. Will stands bathed in fluorescent light, listening to the interstate. Leroy enters behind him.
Hey. Last year I found Alex alone in his room reading a Bible. And I was actually angry. I was surprised. I didn't know I felt that strongly. I mean, I always knew religion was bullshit. I just didn't. When he was little, I used to show him art films, take him to galleries. I gave him the collected Ginsberg on his 13th birthday. And seeing him sitting there, reading that thing, it was like someone had invaded my turf.
You won't believe me when I say this, but I never intended on talking to him about what I believe or my church or... I just wanted to be his dad. I just...
This afternoon, he swallowed an entire bottle of Mom's sleeping pills. He's okay. They pumped his stomach. Doctor said he should be sent home he should be sent to some kind of juvenile mental health facility, something like that, where he won't be in danger of himself. He won't talk to mom or dad. When I asked him why he did it, he said, "Hell is all around us." Get in my truck.
What?
You want to be his dad? Now's your chance. We're going to the hospital, and you're going to talk to him. You're going to tell him that there's no heaven, no hell, no apocalypse, no God.
I'm sorry.
You have a choice right now. Do you understand? You can go on believing in this bullshit. You can give it up right now. And maybe someday have a normal relationship with your son. Well,
Now. Now.
Will doesn't move. Finally, Leroy exits. Will looks back to the interstate, standing in the light in the same way he did at the beginning of the play. Long pauses, he listens. He closes his eyes.
Now. Now.
The sound of the interstate starts to grow in volume.
Now.
The fluorescent lights become brighter.
Now.
As the light becomes brighter and brighter, the sounds of the interstate grow in volume and change pitch, becoming deeper and more violent.
Now.
The light reaches an uncomfortable level of brightness, and the sound of the interstate becomes increasingly more and more distorted.
Now.
As the light reaches its brightest point, the sound of the interstate morphs into what sounds like one continuous monotonous explosion, a low, rumbling, unsettling drone that continues throughout the scene. Alex enters, carrying himself differently than before and speaking in a different manner. Will looks at him.
It never works.
One day.
I was up early this morning. Went for a drive up to one of those mountains outside of town. I felt like I should pray. So I got out of the car and I knelt down on the ground. And I wanted to pray, but I couldn't pray anything.
We could pray together before work.
No, that's not it. When I wake up in the morning, I feel sick. I just feel sick most mornings, like I don't want to get out of bed. Then I see you, and you look so happy. You look perfect.
I'm not perfect, Danny.
Yes, you are. I think you're... I see you. You're so perfect. And I'm a bad person.
No, you're not. You're just letting the world get to you. In God's eyes, you're beautiful. You're perfect.
Pastor Rick is trying so hard.
One day, none of this will matter. When all this is swallowed up, when we become bodies of pure light, our perfect souls ripped out of these awful bodies and reborn, both of us. Can you imagine what that will feel like?
Well, I'm not sure I believe in God. Say something. Will. Say something. I'm going to walk home tonight.
Alex exits. The lights suddenly return to normal. The drone immediately returns to the normal sounds of the interstate. Will stands alone, listening. End of play.